night for the wine tasting here in Temecula. We have been staying at the Comfort Inn, and we have really been enjoying the rooms. They are very nice. We had a great breakfast. Kids, you would love the breakfast here. You get to make your own Belgian waffles. We're checking in at our first winery. Here's our registration. And we're going to end up getting our wine glasses, I guess, and checking in. And you can see there's going to be lots of vino. Now we're getting ready to check in. And with our tickets, we're having food also.
Okay. Oh, he gets a bag. Okay, thank you very much.
This is the Keyways Vineyard. This is our first stop. And as you can see, we have a lot of different wine tastings going on today. They seem to want to collect hurricane lamps. As you can see from the collection. This is our first vineyard, and you can tell that the homes here are very opulent.
Oh, for smoking. Oh, yeah.
Anne's checking out the menus right now.
I have an idea.
And George is taking pictures so he can use them for his watercolors. You can see they have an area here where everybody can sit and sample. And this is early in the morning, so we're not even into the heart of the wine tasting yet. And you can tell that there's a lot of people that are used to doing this. Phil Singer Winery. This is now, we're inside the winery, and you can tell this is where we're going to have our tasting here. Now that gentleman who just jumped back, he's from the East Coast and comes out to volunteer. Very basically what they're doing is they're pouring it directly from the barrels. So it's like it's almost like it's a soda thing, but they're doing is they're pouring it directly from the barrels. So it's like it's almost like it's a soda thing, but they're using it to take it from the barrel. We're sitting up top having our food. So you can see that they've set it up so we have our dining area right here. Now, in order to make sure our glasses stay clean, they give us water, and we put water in them, swish them around, and then throw them into each of these barrels so that we can keep our wine glasses pristine and for the next wine. This is for you. We have a participant who's really enjoying having all of the people being around here.
Notice the purple neck piece?
Yes, it looks like he's got a little purple neck piece to make sure everybody knows he's part of the group. Now you can see that this winery is very much into the landscaping. They do a lot of weddings. What a surprise. This is a gazebo that George has done a watercolor painting of before. Over here you can see that they're set up for weddings and for social events.
Well, that must be Wilson Creek, I guess.
Yes. George was saying, that little pond, that little fountain we saw, that must be Wilson Creek. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Somebody's having a big do tonight, because this is for a private party, and look how big that tent in back of what is another area there is. They have a lot of lawn maintenance. And of course they have nice music, beautiful fountain. Well, we're going to say goodbye to Wilson Creek Winery and go on to the next one. This is Palomar Vineyards. This one has only participated in this event this last year, so this is the second year they're participating. Credits now.
We'll sign it for you so you know who we are.
Very good. Well, kids, you can see how much this area has grown. They're doing an awful lot in estate homes. So inquired of somebody who has lived in this area for 26 years. The mobile home park is no longer here. And we're having a lamb stew here. I haven't tasted it yet. I'm going to taste it in just a second. Ah, salud! Well, guys, the empty fields are all full of homes now. Lots of them. This is our next winery, Ponte, that we're going to. And as you can tell, we have people who get limos to do these things, which would be, fun. What kind of limo would you like to use? We've got a great big long one, we got a medium-sized one. Maybe you'd like to ride in a black limousine instead of a white one. Oh, so many choices.
An executive limousine.
Size of that sucker.
Cookies dipped in chocolate. It's the best.
You can see they again are very commercialized. They want you buying. Very, very high ceiling. Yeah. We're going to go in for the barrel tasting. Appear to be the chocolate fortune cookies they're talking about. As you can see, there's different kinds. What they're doing is doing their wine tasting inside where all the barrels are.
So tomorrow we'll be up here near you.
This is a winery that's going to be a resort that isn't quite ready yet, but they still opened up. South Coast Winery is what it's called. And it looks like what's going to happen is they're going to have a nice little arbor by the time they get their vines and everything else up on top there. They just don't have it yet. But you can see that they have their hanging geraniums. We had a very nice truffle and some couscous and a steak on a baguette, which was very nice. Enjoyed it very much.
Okay, you show my name on it.
What they're doing is they're going to be building an inn here. Now that's one of the other wineries. And you can see the tent that they use for private parties. So you can tell a place like AV Reynolds is doing real well out here right now. This is the Van Rokel winery that we're going to go into. Now take a look at these homes.
Meritage. Meritage. Not Meritage, it's Meritage.
This is the Hart Winery, and I notice he's using a glass. He's putting a glass-like container into the barrels, taking it out, and then that's how he's giving people a taste of the wine.
The other end of the line. Maybe we need to get the other end of the line.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, okay.
We've had a good day so far. Do that. Now, these are little wine lights that are at... Now, you can tell this winery's been around for a while because this is the wine tasting part, and some of the new wineries are just huge when it comes to that. As we were coming back from the last winery, which was the Hart Winery, right next to it they were doing and selling strawberries. And now look at how big these suckers are, and they don't need any sugar whatsoever. They taste so great. Okay, guys.
I look at them with the white stripe in the middle of their hair. Yes.
Christy, this is for you. Do you remember when you and Grandma used to come down and feed the ducks? Well, what's happened is the hotel is gone that was there. There is a very large restaurant that obviously is what they built there. And It looks like it's very nice. They call it autos or something on the pond, but it's not. It's not what it was like. And look, guys, look at all of the. This is now just like Valencia or any other place. And of course, we've kept a little bit of the bread from Saturday just to be able to feed the ducks. In your honor. There. But there's a lot more ducks than used to be there when you were little too, Christy.
We've saved these. I hope the ducks like them. Don't have very good aim.
Christy, you have to keep in mind, I don't know how to work this camera, so if it's shaky, it's me, not your mom. It's a beautiful spot. You and Bree would have loved to be here.
Sure.
Yeah.
Now, kids, remember, Christy, you remember all those brown ducks? Well, here are these little kids, and they've been feeding those brown ducks. And you can see we got a huge amount of those brown ducks right there. And they must be pretty well fed because they don't seem to be very picky about being really excited about chasing. Remember how they used to chase you up? Well, it looks like they're getting fed a lot better than they used to be. This is a sculpture that they have here at the pond, which I think is so cute. And as you can see, look at, they've got restaurants. This is no longer the little Temecula you guys remember with all of the fields and everything else.
Come on in, hon.
And we have some of them that are up here by the trees, making a decision
Yeah.
as to whether they want to attempt to go back in the water. It might be a little cold on, the tummy.
Poops out there.
Yes, yes. That's the whitehead one,
The
honey.
one with the little white feet.
Yeah, that's a poop, okay.
That's the restaurant. And what I was surprised about was I saw a swan. And I was surprised to see a swan. So there's all kinds of animals and everything else here.
And again, the California seagull is the state bird of Utah.
That's true.
Yes, we got some everybody's.
You know why it is.
Yeah, they reckon.
This duck is really unusual. If you saw his bill and everything, see? Do you see his bill? See if he turns around. Nope. There, are you turning around? Do you see how red? Very different. Come here and get it for it, aren't you? Come on over here, come on. But very unique duck. Just getting a few photos so that he can do some watercolors. Enjoying having the ducks there. So it's really nice because you can tell that they've made Temecula in Rancho California a very family place. Now we're going to get back in the car and go for our second day of the wine tasting. And you can see how much all of this is just expanding. And we also have a hot air balloonist over here. In a car. These guys have all decided they want to rest. Which, to tell you honestly, I don't blame them. But see how they're putting their little beaks inside their wings to keep them warm. We're at the Thornton Winery here, and we're all trying different wines. Ah, very nice. Salud. And what we are having is a rice dish. You can see I'm going to try a little bit of their champagne. And of course, they're serving for dessert creme brulee. So every place we go, we're having food and...
It's really good. Wait till
Now,
you taste
George,
this.
what did you have?
The muscat.
This is the muscat.
Ah, okay.
Really good.
Very good. And what are they showing us their prices on their muscat?
Muscat, actually, let's see.
126.
Oh, muscat, $14, regularly $18.
All right. Now, I have a bottle of muscat that is in my car. And I may get this one also so that we put it away for special occasions.
Try this one.
They're holding this here. You can see all those little creme brulees. I don't know if he has any takers because I really think this is an early morning thing. Here's the people serving the wines. This is the Thornton Winery. They had a really nice muscat there, but they also do champagne. And they're the ones who gave us a very nice meal with creme brulee that you saw. But as you can see, I mean, they have a bed and breakfast also. And this is in Temecula. So you'd be about 2 hours away and really have a nice little getaway. Now we're at the Churon Winery.
Stop by and make sure that you guys
Here. Now this is the White Zinfandel.
barrels up.
We're at Churon's, and we've had some Shepherd's again, and I'll get an outside view for you. They have a beautiful fountain. And then this is their wine tasting here. And what they've done is given us something that we can have 2 tastes if we want. And again, see the lights on in the wine taste area that are grapes, which is kind of cute.
You're allowed 2 free tastings.
This is the inn section. So if you want to stay here and have your wine tasting experience, then this is where you would be.
There used to be a lot of art up here.
Yeah.
There isn't this year.
Looks like they've changed their focus.
Eiffel Tower isn't there.
Also, didn't we go downstairs over here?
And you can see they've got some nice
And then
lighting.
That's where we live.
maybe it's the next one.
And this explains about where you're supposed to go for what. But you can see this has like an English manor house idea. Now,
We missed the turn.
oh, but it's nice going down this way. You can see the mountains and you can see the snow on the mountains. You can tell what they're doing is they're working on an area where you have a fountain and you have an area to be married in the winery. Which I know for many people is going to be, it would be beautiful at night. Also, it looks like, remember when in Santa Clarita we did this? Now you can do hot air ballooning in Temecula. And he's setting up here right by the winery. George is checking it out. It's a windy day today. I don't know if I want to be in a balloon.
Oh, I see. Oh, I see. 2, 4.
So it looks like you could have 8 altogether.
But if we have 4, we fly in, or if we have 2, we have a smaller boat, we fly out.
I see.
We just have 2.
Pretty big boat.
Yeah, a lot of power.
How long are the flights?
Anywhere from an hour to an hour and 20 minutes. We fly an hour, start looking for a landing. Usually takes anywhere from 5 to 20 minutes to find a landing.
She promised me a ride in the balloon someday for one of my birthdays.
Take a little information if you'd like.
Okay, well, thank you.
Okay, looks like George is going to get his balloon ride. Just
Here
not today.
What year times do you?
We fly year-round out here. It seems like we're a little busier in the summer, but I think it's nicer flying in the winter. It's a little cooler out and a little rainier, a little cheerier.
The wind fairly predictable here?
In the mornings, it's real good conditions for flying. So
Lots of places
you get
to
all,
land.
yeah,
I
you
guess.
get all the. You can land almost any place around here.
So you must go 5 or 10 miles at this.
Every flight's different.
Yeah. How high do you go? I've never been in a balloon. I had a private pilot's license long ago.
And so you can get a gift certificate and have a bunch of fun doing this.
If you want to take a picture, it'll be next to the basket.
See, if you want to do this, it's Sunrise Balloons, and you can see that they have a website.
Yeah.
This is Stewart's Cellars. You can tell we're the cellar. They had some very nice food here that was being enjoyed. And today, since I'm driving, I'm pretty much the designated driver, but Ann and George are enjoying theirs. But it's a nice ambiance. Well, now that we're here at Stewart, let's just give you an idea of what some of the other wineries look like from this view. Got a lot of land, I'll tell you that. Kind of gives you a view of the Thornton winery that we were at, where they have the bed and breakfast, or the hotel. See that little speck?
Right there, sir. Right over.
Look at, they still have hawks and everything else here. So it's still open land, much more than we have.
So that's what I want to check.
Now see, and here's Palomar, looking from it from across at this winery here. Now this is Miramonte Vineyard, and I am really surprised by the types of bottles they have out here. I mean, some of these are just huge. These are big bottles of wine. Can you imagine deciding that you would like to have a bottle of this wine? I mean, that's a big bottle of wine. I notice they've got some Callaway wines here also. Because I see a Callaway one up there. These are obviously some of the wines that they've had awards for. And here is their tiny little dog.
There's the horse.
Yes. Obviously is a mascot who's looking to see how many people can give him love. He must like to drink the wine too. Yep. He seems to like wine because somebody had a case of wine and he was ready to start opening it up. This is another winery we're going to try out. You can tell some of these guys are really into stone. And then if you look up on top, there is Loma Vista Bed and Breakfast. Last but not least is Callaway. And girls, when Grandma and Grandpa were here, is when we came to Callaway when it didn't look like this at all. And it was when the Queen the year before had come in order to try the wine at Callaway Vineyards and asked to be able to come here. So you can see that that has served them well. But remember, you probably don't, but Grandpa took us here. Next spot we're going to go to is Somebody told me that the mobile home park might be there. I had been on Marguerite Road, but they told me where to turn. So before we leave, we're going to try and find it, even though that man told me it wasn't there anymore. Found it. Heritage Mobile Home Park. That guy was full of it. It's still here. All right, here, remember the mailboxes where you used to get the mail with Grandma? And here's the clubhouse. And of course, remember the pool. Christy, do you remember the pool? Remember Grandma had to watch you so that you could use it? And then here's the homes up on top here, where Grandma and Grandpa used to be. Well, it's still here. And this is up near where Grandma and Grandpa's mobile home was. So we're up at the very top row. Remember how we used to come up, drive all the way up. So it's there. It's real. Now, I'm not going to San Jacinto, but at least you can see that. They still have the clubhouse, Chrissy. There's one of the places for sale. Well, at this point, we're going to head home. We went to 16 different wineries. I've got the car going, and now we're going to come home to everybody. We really had a nice time, and it was great food, and good wine, everything else.